crazy tough day for me. I got a lot of family that's been affected by the hurricanes down south in Houston. So trying to just find that smile while knowing that people you love, they're going through some of the worst days and worst times. And then lost so many other good friends and family this past week. It's honestly a tough time for your boy, but I always tell people you gotta find that silver lining, and perspective is everything, because there's somebody going through something 10 times worse, right? So there's kids out there on the front line going to war for us so we could be over here living our best life. And when we do go through hard times and tribulation and all of that, you just got to know if you're alive, you'll get over that hurdle. So keep going. It's a tough day for me, but we still got work to do. I've been doing press for 7 hours. We're getting to the last leg, and it's about to go down. Y'all about to meet the season 1 bachelor of my new show, Finding My Romeo. Go to In the Black Network, all right? Merge Network. Tap in. We're doing something that's never been done. Sounds crazy, but when it comes to love, our people, our culture, we get the short end of the stick, and I'm changing that. I love watching reality TV, believe it or not. That's my little guilty pleasure. The dating shows, I'll be watching the Paradises, The Bachelor in Paradise, like all of those shows, The Bachelor, The Bachelorette. What's the dating show where, they don't see each other, but they just be talking to each other? Yeah, I like that one too. I'm tired though, so let's get to it. I want to introduce y'all to the man of the hour, Kendall. So y'all know I'm terrible with technology. Let me see how I look without the glasses. Oh my goodness, I look crazy. I'm tired. I've been at this 7.5 hours on this phone doing interview after interview. But that's what you got to do when you have a new show coming out and you want it to be a hit and you want it to reach a lot of people. You got to be on this little device called a phone or a computer, and you got to do this all day and night. All right. I want to know. I'm just saying, we need to have a real conversation. All right. Hey,
What's good? What's good?
there you go. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the official first Romeo of season 1 of Finding My Romeo, our bachelor. Kendall, introduce yourself to the world, man.
What's going on, you guys? Kendall here, originally from San Diego, California, but now I live in LA. So excited to see you guys and meet everybody. It was a great experience, and you guys are in for a treat. So make sure you guys tune in tomorrow. It's gonna be crazy.
So look, I'm gonna keep it short and sweet because I know you got things to do. You preparing for the premiere tomorrow. I got about 7 more of these to do tonight. Then I gotta go tuck my daughters in. I'm a proud dad now. I got 2 little babies,
Man, that's
and
a blessing, man.
yeah, it's a
That's a
blessing.
blessing for real.
And my firstborn, she has type 1 diabetes. And the thing that we're so ignorant, where we don't really know a lot about type 1 diabetes. We think it's type 2, where it's affected by what you eat and all of this stuff.
Absolutely.
But my daughter, she was affected by some where it just came out of nowhere. So even being a parent and trying to juggle that is already hard. Being a parent, you have a child that has a certain circumstance, you got to be that times 10. So to anybody out there, fighting type 1, I'm here with you. I'm going to make sure I put that light so we can educate the world, and we will find a cure. So before we get started, I just wanted to say that was on my heart. Anybody, going through anything, sending love, light, and blessings to you. But let's get to it. Let's have some fun. Let's have some fun. So first off, before we get started, there was a lot of questions in there. The ladies was like, how tall is Kendall? How tall is this bachelor on your Kendall? How tall are you, my
I'm
brother?
6'3" and 1/4. You can't forget the 1/4. So 6'3" and 1/4. So for those of you asking, 6'3" and 1/4. So now you
Like
know.
he's 6'3" and 1/4. But
Yeah.
no, I want to give a big shout out to Merge TV, um, to my partner in crime who created this show with me, Miss
Mhm.
Dr. Holly Carter. I love you so
Mhm.
much. That was my day one, my manager from my little Romeo days. And when I created this show, we wanted to do something where it put a spotlight on us, right? Because love comes in all shapes and sizes.
It
And
does.
at the end of the day, it's not always perfect. Love isn't always going to be you get it right the first time. You got to go through something to grow through something. So, so some people may not know you. You've done reality or you've done dating shows before. What was different with doing my show and series?
I think with doing your show and series in general, I feel like it had a lot of substance behind it. And I feel like the individuals that you had on the show, you can feel the environment even just from the cast and crew. Everyone there, I feel like everybody was on one accord. And I felt like it was like a very cohesive environment and it was a great teamwork. So I feel like
Yeah,
everyone there brought value and you could feel the presence of God. Like one thing we kept talking about, even on set, was bringing God in the mix, bringing God, bringing God, bringing God. So I'm like, all right, this is different. This is something to where the world is going to see a positive view of dating and relationships because I feel like when people are looking at sometimes African American people, there's a negative depiction on people and relationships, you know?
yeah. You're right. I wanted when people come on my show to feel that
Mhm.
presence of God. Whether you're a believer or not, you're gonna
Yeah.
come here and you're gonna feel some type of safety net because I tell people, finding my Romeo, this is not an experience. This is a solution. So whether you
Mhm.
find your Romeo or Juliet, you're gonna come here and you're gonna get tools to be better off once you leave the Romeo boot camp. You know. So what was something that you learned, not to give too much away, but what was something that you learned from being on Finding My Romeo?
I would say that one of the biggest takeaways for me would be to just understand the intrinsic value and the internal value that women bring. And sometimes I feel like as men, we're focused on too much in optics and on the external. And so, like I said, I can't give too much away, but there's a certain experience that occurred, as you can see, where you have to really get to know people beyond what they look like. And I
So
think that was a very
I got
tricky experience.
to ask this. So after you did my show,
Uh,
did you become a better man than
oh,
you were before?
absolutely. Absolutely, hands down, hands down.
That's all.
Intentionality in everything that I do.
Because the thing that I talked to you when we was on set was that it's not about getting it right. Like people always think you got to get it right when it comes to dating. And when it comes to love, when it comes to dating, all it comes to is truth, right? If you're able to be honest with somebody,
Yeah,
they'll always respect that because we're
yeah,
always constantly growing. We're always evolving. And you never know. You may meet somebody and they're the best version of themselves and you're still at the worst version of yourself, but it doesn't mean you
abs-
can't grow into your best version and vice versa. So I think that's the cool thing we do on this show is we don't force people to just go fall in love with 30 people. We're putting you
Oh
on the
yeah, no,
spot.
not at all. Everything was real. Everything was like it just happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because the
People
thing
think
with
with these shows things are scripted. This I'm like, nah, bro. Everything is you see what you see. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
nah, we let real life people get real life experience, and all I wanted to do with finding my Romeo is bringing good people under one roof. We gonna have 100 of these, so we don't know who may come back if somebody didn't find love. Like my thing is, the Romeo portal is gonna be nonstop because I really want to find the right connections and bring them
Yeah,
together because I really love doing this in real life.
yeah.
I love watching. I'm
I see you,
watching all these
Cupid.
girls, and I'm like, oh, they're not doing it right.
Yeah.
And all we need is some guidance and truth to it. It's like I told you, and I'm gonna ask you another question, but I want to throw this out there. I
Uh,
told you when you go out, when you're at a club or you at a basketball game, or you might even be at church. Okay, I'm just saying, when you see somebody that you like, you got to go over there and choose up in that split second. You
yeah.
can't go talk to 20 girls unless you
Yeah.
dress somebody, but you
Yeah.
can't talk to 20 girls. You're literally going to choose up in that moment and
Mhm.
go give your best shot. And that's what
Mhm.
we're doing on this show. We're not going to have you just mangling with 30 girls for 2 months and because you're going to naturally fall in love with 30 girls.
Yeah, but you put the pressure on me because I had to be very decisive. And I remember even in one scene, yeah, I was getting on me because I was taking a long time. He was like, "Yeah, you got to make a decision." I was like, "All right, let's run it."
Yeah, because the truth with life is if you're put in a room with anybody, you're going to build some type of connection, right? Like if you
Oh,
grew up in China, you're going to have connections in China. If you grew up
absolutely.
in Africa, you're going to have connections in Africa. If you grew up in Texas, you're going to have connections in Texas. So our thing is to be intentional on this show. And, people don't know this. I threw a little surprise in there with my boy Kendall because men always saying, "Oh, I want this, I want that." They're going based off the looks and thinking with the wrong head.
Yeah,
Okay. And
yeah.
I'm trying to get men to really just put everything in perspective. So we did
Hmm.
something where we had him blindfolded and he just had to have conversation after conversation for what? It was like what, 30 minute of conversation with each girl.
Yeah, it felt like a while. Yeah.
So
Hmm.
tell me
Hmm.
about that experience of
Uh,
me giving you that blindfold to just get to know the individual by
uh,
their conversation.
to me, it was I when you first told me about it, I feel like the concept of it was gonna be easy, but it actually was a lot harder because you really have to just be very intentional about what you're talking about, what they're doing. You get to see if you genuinely vibe with them. So
Yeah,
if you can vibe with someone and you can't even see them, then you already know you really rock with them. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. But then, not I don't want to spoil too much, but there's this thing in life. Before we get you up, I tell people you have to be greedy in love. When it comes to love, you got to choose exactly who you want, what you want, because that's the only way it's going to make sense at the end. So, although I let Kendall, he picked these contestants without seeing them. I threw in a wild card in there to where he was able to replace somebody who he originally picked based off of looks. So, what was your experience where having that opportunity to pick somebody based off of their looks as well?
Uh, I feel like it's a total package, right? Because there's so many times where you can be mentally and emotionally attracted to somebody, but they might not be doing it for you externally too. So I feel like that's just the icing on the cake. Obviously, you want a woman with substance you could talk to, but you also, you want to like what she looks like as well.
You want
So I thought
somebody like, and nothing is wrong with that. I tell people all the time, you are going to break some hearts on your journey of love.
you are.
But as long as you're happy in the end, that's all that matters.
Hmm.
Because we're going to meet a lot of people on the journey and on the way. But you're not meant for everybody
Hmm.
unless you're into that and you got like 10 girlfriends and 10 boyfriends or whatever's going on in y'all life.
Yeah.
Look, I'll be into some wild stuff out there. That's why we bring my Romeo to the world, okay? Because the world needs some guidance right there, right
Oh,
now.
facts.
I'm the
Hmm.
perfect I'm the perfect guy to give it to you.
Hmm. Hmm. No, no,
So,
you really are. You really are.
so I gotta ask you though,
So,
what would you say was your overall take from doing my new show, Finding My Romeo, premiering tomorrow, July 16th, in the Black Network, Merge TV. All right, back to the question. But yeah, what was your take from doing the show?
uh, I think that the people are going to be in for a great treat. I think that the way that you handled the show and the class with the show, I think it's going to be something very different to this reality TV dating world. I think that it's going to bring a different level of opulence that is not out there. And I felt like we had a lot of great conversations, even on set, and some real funny scenes. Like you said, we can't spoil too much, but there's some
Yeah,
funny things that occur. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. And that's what I just want to do. I just want to be a light, and I see that with you. Like I've seen your growth even on the time of being on my show and where you're
Yeah.
at now. That's what everybody on the set loved about you. You're somebody who's willing to grow, willing to learn from the mistakes, and people are really going to be pleased when they see you on this show, man. You're a superstar. You're going to show people out there you could do whatever you put your mind to. And even if we fumble love, you could always go after it again.
Facts, facts. I feel like people get so stuck in that box where, oh, if you make a mistake, something happens, that's who you are. But your identity is not defined by your mistakes. So that's for anybody out there, you know what I'm saying? Because we all go through our go throughs.
Well, guess what? If you're willing to take accountability, right? If you're willing to do the work, you could always outgrow anything. But also, before we get off, they're hitting me saying I got to do my other interviews. But
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
going
cool.
to have my Finding My Romeo team go find a bachelor in the social media world, and I'm gonna do a live just like I'm doing right now with my official season 1 bachelor, and I'm gonna put him through the Romeo works like I did with you. So we're gonna
Hey,
blindfold him. We're gonna find him 3 to 4 dates. It's gonna be all on social media, and we're gonna put it on my platform, and we're gonna see if he could get through the Romeo boot camp. So we're
Hey.
gonna set this up. I'll be putting up flyers. I'm gonna pick one of y'all. So one of y'all are gonna be my random bachelor, and we're gonna find y'all 3 to 4 Juliets, and we're gonna hook y'all up to go on a date. So be on the lookout for that. But yeah, Finding My Romeo premieres tomorrow. Make sure y'all binge it, because this is what the reality world been needing when it comes to dating. We're doing things the right way. We're not forcing anything. We're just putting people in the right situation. I'm just saying.
Absolutely.
How was my crib though? You know, I got good taste in homes. I'm just saying.
Hey, the crib was hot. The crib was hot. I was definitely real comfy.
I'm just
Super
saying.
comfy.
And people don't know I be sticking around. So on the show, I don't leave. I'm
Yeah.
watching everything. I'm in the movie room.
Mm-hmm.
I'm downstairs in the basement. When
Mm-hmm.
Kendall go sneak off, and he may have 2 or 3 girls and one of the popping off. I don't know what y'all call that. What was going on? I ain't gonna say. I ain't gonna put it out there. But I'm seeing everything.
Ah, you wild boy.
So I was made for this. That's all I got to say. I was made. Romeo was made to be Cupid.
Nah, I, like I said, they're in for a treat, man. It's gonna be funny, man. And I'm
Yeah,
excited for the next Romeos and Juliets that do go on the show. It's gonna be a great experience. So you
yeah,
guys make sure you apply and you actually put yourself out there because you got to be intentional when it
yeah.
comes to that love. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it's only gonna get bigger and better. And this is a quick season. It's gonna be an amazing binge watch for you guys. But like I said, I see this being 101, 102 seasons. Like, we're gonna keep this thing going. Kendall may come host the thing with me. We don't know what's gonna go down. That's how long this show is gonna go on, because everybody needs love, and love is forever. So make sure y'all go to In the Black Network, Merge TV, and get ready to watch Finding My Romeo, premiering tomorrow. Love
Hey,
y'all. Peace and blessings. And Kendall, man, appreciate you. You kicked this thing off the right way. You was the official first bachelor of Finding My Romeo, and we couldn't have had a better bachelor, man.
man, I appreciate you. Respect and love for your team. You're definitely moving to excellence. And if you ever need anything from me, I'm here. You know how